track, kid. Let it go. Good, stop. Good, net it, girl. Good job.
From top to bottom, everybody's really frustrated. You know, I think it was nice to get out on last Saturday and get that scrimmage in, and the weather was not the best, but we pressed through it. I mean, we're used to playing in the spring when it's a little bit cool. We're also used to playing in wet conditions in the spring. And the field held well, and we got through it. We kind of got into a little grind in the game. It was nice. But we're frustrated now. I mean, you get 3 or 4 inches of snow, and the temperatures have dropped, and now here we are back inside again. When we sort of make a transition in the spring. It's kind of a unique thing. When we finally get outside, it's like that big moment where, okay, we're out, we're in the diamond, we're working, we're getting in the dirt, and then to get chased back inside because of snow is just driving us crazy. It's also harder because they had set their brains to working outside again, and now we're trying to readjust and reset the practice plans every day. It's just not fun.
We were doing great on the diamond. We were working together as a team. We were making great throws, great plays, and we're like, this is the best we've been in such a long time. We usually don't get out in the field until like mid-April. Now we're on the field in March, and then we had a snowstorm, and that just threw everything. It just threw a huge curveball at us, and now we're stuck inside, and we can't use the gym to hit or anything.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because we're outside and we had such a warm winter, and I didn't think that we're gonna get any snow. But now that it's spring, we've got like all this snow, and it's just like frustrating. But because we don't get to do like that much work inside, we always are fighting with like gym time.
I still think it's frustrating, but it is annoying because we did get to go outside for that one practice, and now we're stuck back inside. So it was kind of like we got a taste of it, but now it's taken away. And it's annoying because we also have to understand the other teams have to get their practice time, but we want ours too. So
yeah, it's been so frustrating, especially because it's every spring sport. So we're all fighting for gym space and like trying to find somewhere to practice. And softball's not easy to practice inside. Like we can't use real balls. And hitting just isn't the same, so it'll be really nice to be able to get back outside once the snow melts, which is super annoying.
Well, the first time we thatched it all and dragged it, and then it snowed over, but then it was gone the same day, so it wasn't a big deal. And then a week before we're supposed to play on there for opening day, it just snows.
It's at that point where now you just kind of laugh about it because it's ridiculous. We're supposed to be in softball season, and the fact that it was clear and we're out, and it's like okay, and now we're back in. And it's just unbelievable. We're just like, what is going on?
the scrimmage I thought went really well. I thought JV and varsity both played really good scrimmages. It was good to get out. It's not that I was surprised at how well we did, I just was really seeing the first scrimmage is going to be kind of messy, but I thought we all gelled really well together, and I thought every player contributed and did something really well.
Yeah, it was so much fun, so great to get back on the field. It just felt natural, going back out there, playing with my team, we did great, we had fun, there was no drama, there was no, there were nerves, but nothing that was out of control. We just had fun, played as a team, and it was so great to be back out there. I think it went really well. I think everybody played really well. We could tell, get the sense of the team was really nervous in the beginning, but as the game went on, I think everybody relaxed, and it was just okay, this is fun. We're playing softball, the game that we love. So I think after that, we really settled in, and I thought everybody did a really good job.
Being on the field, it starts to feel real. It starts to feel like, oh my God, this season is right here. It's right here, and it is right here because next Tuesday is our first game. It's a home opener against Trinity, so I'm just looking forward to it. I can't wait.
One of the things that we all felt happened was great sense of teamwork and community with the team as a whole. They all got a lot of good work in, but at the same time, what I saw was great. There was a lot of girls shifting in and out of play, shifting in and out of positions. There was selflessness happening constantly and willing to accept the fact that we're trying to train an entire team here to play out there, and that there may come time when we're going to shift some younger players onto that diamond to get them prepared for next season. And so seeing those girls work in that capacity, phenomenal. So I thought it went real well. I thought we played well too. There were a couple of miscues out there, things that I want to see cleaned up, but having not played in a long time, to get out there, to play, to see them work like that, to make some adjustments, make some mistakes, and then correct them, good stuff. And our bats look good. And I like it when our bats look good. We had a lot of positive
It
at-bats.
felt really good, and like I feel like since our loss in the championship last year, like we've always said, oh, we're gonna have a good team because we have good girls coming up. But it's like we haven't had a real tester for that. But last weekend was like a perfect example of that. Like we work so well together.
You know, and I have some of my love for
It's a work in progress.
I want one more.
Kaylee,
That's with what?
feel any better? That's a no. There's a couple things. So our training package here, it sort of works in phases. You know, tryouts, which is really hell week to a lot of girls here. And it's a lot of work for everybody, right? So that's the first phase of what they go through, dealing with the emotional side of tryouts, their placement, finding their place in the program, and then figuring out where they need to be for the season. The second phase of that is usually some indoor training where we're doing cardio, the lifting, all the things that we like to do inside, and we do a little bit extra because, you know, we're waiting for the fields to prepare. And then our next phase is going outside and starting to play outside. Getting chased back in really makes it challenging for us because now we have to readjust our plans again. One of the things that we like to do in order to keep them focused is we go back to our films. Our films help us because although we can't simulate everything we'd like to simulate inside in the hallways and in the cafeterias and in the gyms, we can go back to the films and try to motivate them a little bit. And so today will be an example of that. We're going to be on some film today.
I kind of noticed.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All right, so,
already.
all right, so here's what we're going to do. All of you are outstanding softball players, and you're confident and you know what you're doing. We work on things every day to make ourselves better, right? The scouting report is part of that. And we're going to work on that with our pitchers and our catchers and our defense. We're going to talk about signals and signs. Summer, do you mind passing those out to everybody? Please, thanks. So each time that we get together pregame this season, just like we've done in the years past, we will talk about that stuff. So as we get closer to Trinity, we'll have more and more information for you about their scouting report and what we know them to do. We also know as a team that there are things about them that we want to prepare for anyways because we're used to that. But there's another side to what we do here. The other side about what we do here is about who we are as people, the type of athlete we are, and the type of commitment we have to Goffstown softball and the school and our program, but more importantly to our teammates. So today's films are going to be a lot about building bonds, finishing commitments. One of the things that we try to focus in on is developing and fostering that sense of teamwork and bonding. Some of the films that we put up have little to nothing to do with softball, but everything to do with how they are as a person and the type of teammate that they need to be and how the type of student that they are. And so some of that stuff will be integrated into their day today, and it's going to be good for them to get that going. You've got to get the emotional side of the game involved, and that's hard to do in the preseason. We got that scrimmage in, so that helped. Hopefully we get the next one in next weekend, but if we can integrate some film in, get the emotion moving on them, let them think a little bit about what it means to be a good teammate and some of that stuff, that'll help. So I'm going to show you a video, and then I'm going to ask you to write something afterwards. I want you to watch this video. It's about building bonds and finishing commitments, and why that matters, what truly matters when we finish that stuff. It's only about 10 minutes. So
none of us wants to be on the sideline. We want to play.
They're going to be doing all this stuff. They're close in age. I was so excited.
Shortly after Caden was born, his parents realized something was wrong. His muscles began to spasm involuntarily. His eyes began to cross.
The path is in front of us. We can finish what we started. And in the end, if we come up short, it will not have mattered because we'll have finished what we started. And that should be more important than any trophy on a wall. And if you are willing to accept that with your teammates, you will be successful. Think about what it meant to that boy. He picked the hardest race and the hardest opponents, knowing that he was going to come in last. And I will do that all day long. We are not afraid of anybody. We will play them all. We will accept losses, and we will improve from them. And when we win, we will win better than our opponents. So what I want you to write in your paper is, what does it mean to you to finish what you started here this season? What does it mean to finish it? It doesn't mean that it's about a championship. What does it mean to finish what you started? Think about what that means. Write that down for me and put it in your book today. What does it mean to finish what you started? All right, who wants to share? Let's talk a little about what do some of us want to tell me about finishing? What are we finishing? What's our goal? How are we going to finish? Emma, what do you have?
I just talked about that to finish what I started means going to bed at night and knowing I did everything I could, whether it was at practice or in a game, and being okay with what I did.
Awesome. I love that. Who else? That's great. I like that. Kat, what did you do?
Mine was doing it to the best of my potential and not letting teammates down.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, we have to remember that, right? A mistake made out on the field isn't just about you. It's not about a fan or a scout or a person watching you. It's about your team. Who else has something? Olivia, what do you have?
Mine was about finishing the season with the team, not only the teams, but the 5 other seniors that I've been playing with for like my whole life.
Yeah, it's a commitment, right? Finishing what you started. Amber.
Yeah, mine kind of based off that, but like I kind of said like how we all like it started off as friendships, but like ending as a family.
Yeah. You should think that every time you walk in and out of the dugout onto the field or into a situation here. If we haven't already told you, everything that we do as a team is an extension into the hallways and into life outside of this environment. If one of the girls in this room is in trouble, we have to help them. They're part of our family.
There was definitely a lot of chatter on the field, which was nice. Everybody was always rooting on whether it was the pitcher or whether it was the catcher or someone who just made a play. There was always chatter, which I really like to hear because sometimes, you know, you can kind of get lost, especially in games where we're doing really well, kind of get caught up in that. But it seemed like everybody stayed focused and was continuing to cheer people on, which was good.
Like being together and like going out and getting each other like hot chocolates all the time and like, you know, trying to keep each other warm was like just really proved like a family and like really made us feel close again. And because I feel like going from season to season, it kind of separates us a little bit. Like you still are like friends and you say hi to each other in the hallway, but it's never like that close friendship until like the season starts. And it like the whole cold thing was just like whatever. It wasn't even like a priority. It wasn't even something we were like worrying about all the time. Like, oh my god, it's freezing cold. Like we were just so excited about playing, and like it wasn't even an issue.
I've been playing on that field for my entire life, so it did feel like it was coming home. It felt like a warm feeling when you're out there with like both teams, and like just feels like a community, and it's a really great feeling.
Wow, this feels just like season ball. This feels not like a scrimmage. It feels like this is real. It's right here, and I literally just can't wait to get the season going.
I'm really excited. I can't wait. It's definitely going to be special and sad in a way because I know once the first game happens, like the season's going to fly by, but it'll be great to start.
Yeah, I'm really excited because we can get a lot of fans there for our home opener. Actually, a couple of first games are home, so that's exciting.
I love home openers, especially being the first game. And the home openers right there, I can't even begin to say, like, it feels bittersweet in a way. And it's my last season and senior year. It feels so surreal, but it feels real. And I love the feeling, and then it's just emotional.
I think it's going to be bittersweet for a lot of people, but I think everyone's going to come out of the gate really aggressive and excited, and I think we're going to be really anxious. So I think we need to kind of keep that under control, but it's okay to be anxious because it is a home opener. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm excited.
So I love it at home, and we play well at home. So anytime I can play here, whether it's the home opener or the last game of the quarterfinals, you know, of the season, I want to be here. I feel like they find their most strength here at home, not just because of their fans. It's just something about their home field where they really have a different level of compete, and I like opening here. But in saying that, you know, we've traditionally struggled in the home opener, and that's because they're still getting settled. And a lot of teams struggle in the home opener, and it sort of becomes a battle of who can hang on the longest in the opener. There are very few blowouts, and there's a whole lot of games that are just decided by a run or two. And here at home, that's been traditionally our MO. And we've dropped more home openers than we've won. But even with that being said, I'd still rather be here at home to open up. I like the feel of that. I think the girls will like the feel of that, and they draw off the energy in the crowd of the complex. And I think that's going to be a big part of the game. So yeah, being at home is big to us. I think that's a good way to start the season.
Different, totally different. Yeah.
I feel like I'm like, this is